Good morning, students. In last class, we discussed about the Henry's law and the application. So, what is the Henry's law? That is the partial pressure of the gas in the vapor phase is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas in the liquid. This is only we are going to take in this form. This is the mathematical expression of the Henry's law. Okay. So, we say here the effect of pressure, effect of pressure. It means as the pressure increases, the gas become more soluble. The gas become more soluble. As we apply the more pressure, the gas becomes more soluble. Because of that, we can say that as the pressure increases, the solubility also increases. As the pressure increases, the solubility also increases. So, we can say that the pressure is directly proportional to solubility. Pressure is directly proportional to the solubility. So, this is you need to know. And one more thing I said you in the last class, that is KH is inversely proportional to 1 by x. Okay, 1 by x, this is the solubility. If the value of the KH is higher the value of KH, higher the KH, lesser the solubility. Okay, keep in mind this is very important point, because in your examination they are going to give different KH values. For example, the KH value of the nitrogen and oxygens are given, okay, and they will going to ask you which gas is more soluble. Keep in mind that the KH is inversely proportional to solubility. Here I wrote the term mole fraction X. Mole fraction is the one term which we are used for the concentration. Concentration is nothing but whatever the solute we are adding, it indicates the solubility itself. That is why we can say that the solubility term is expressed in terms of the mole fraction. So, as the value of suppose N2 and O2 which are having the two different KH values, the value of the KH which is higher, that gas becomes less soluble. Okay. If the value of the KH is lesser, the KH itself is lesser, means the solubility will be more. So, keep in mind that KH is inversely proportional to the solubility. Okay. And we can say that the pressure is directly proportional to the solubility. As the pressure increases, the gas become more and more soluble. That is the relationship between the pressure and the mole fraction, which was quantitatively given by the scientist Henry. Okay. So, today we are going to discuss about the effect of the temperature on the solubility. Effect of the temperature on the solubility of a gas in liquid. So, we can say that the gas is dissolving in the liquid. So, there is a dynamic equilibrium. So, there is a formation of the solution which is a liquid solution, because we are using liquid as our solvent. So, here the gas is dissolving in the liquid, means always this process will be exothermic. This process will be exothermic. So, keep in mind, as I said earlier class also, whenever the process is liquid, that is exothermic, the name itself indicates there is a release of heat. Okay. There is a release of heat. Now, increase the temperature. Increase the temperature, only see about the forward reaction, because it is our solubility. That is dissolution process, which is nothing but solubility. Okay. So, if I go on increasing the temperature, So what happens? Equilibrium, according to the Le Chatelier's principle, the equilibrium will not going to accept it. The equilibrium does not accept it, and it starts to send the whatever the product side is there, that ions started towards back side. It means backward reaction it will going to prefer, but already in our reactant side the particles are present, there is no space for these ions to get dissolved here, so that the solubility decreases. Keep in mind that as the temperature increases, the solubility will going to be decrease. If I increase the temperature, if temperature increases, solubility decreases. Why this happens? Because I said you here, if I goes on increasing the temperature, what happens? The equilibrium does not accept it. It starts to send the backward reaction, but already the contents which are present towards the reactant, those are soluble here. There is no space for these ions to get soluble in this side, so that the solubility reduces. So as the temperature increases, the solubility decreases. And one more thing we can say, that when we are dissolving, this is a liquid and we are dissolving the gas. So as we are dissolving the gas in liquid, it is a liquid solution. So if I go on increasing the temperature, what happens? The escaping tendency of the molecule from the surface will going to be increased. As I increase the temperature, the escaping tendency of these molecules from the upside will going to be increased. As the molecules are escaping from the surface, means they cannot able to get soluble. Okay, that's why the solubility decreases as the temperature increases. So the temperature has the inverse relationship with the solubility. The temperature has the inverse relationship between the, those are not directly proportional. Okay. So as the temperature increases, the solubility decreases. Okay. So this is how we can say the effect of the temperature. First one, keep in mind that how does the temperature will going to affect? Always the gas is dissolved in liquid, means that will be a exothermic reaction. That will be a exothermic reaction. As it is exothermic reaction, gas is dissolved in liquid and there is a dynamic equilibrium, formation of the solution occurs. And I am telling you, exothermic, it will be, there is a release of heat. As we are go on increasing the temperature, equilibrium does not accept and there is a backward reaction preference will going to be occur. Because of that, the solubility decreases. So temperature has a inverse relationship between the solubility. So as I am increasing the temperature, you can give the two reasons. One is the escaping tendency of the molecules. Escaping tendency of the molecules, and second one is as it is exothermic reaction. As it is exothermic reaction according to the Le Chatelier's principle, so there is a backward reaction preference. So the solubility decreases as the temperature increases. So keep in mind, write a note somewhere, the solubility, you take a heading, solubility of a gas in liquid, where the pressure is directly proportional to the solubility. Okay, while the temperature is inversely proportional to the solubility. So this is the two important things you need to know. Whatever Henry's law is important, that is statement plus mathematical expression plus how the KH and solubility are interlinked with each other, and then what is the effect of pressure on the solubility and what is the effect of temperature on solubility is very important. Always, as you know, this chapter will going to have the 2 questions which are carrying 1 mark. Those 1 mark question will be asked in such a way, what is the effect of temperature on the solubility, or else what is the effect of pressure on the solubility. Such a questions will be asked in your examination for 1 mark. So, I hope so all of you got the clear with these 2 concept, how does the pressure affect on the solubility and how does the temperature will going to affect the solubility. Those 2 things are discussed. And one more thing which is also asked few times for your examination as like 1 mark question, the aquatic animals are more comfortable in the cold water than the warm water. The question is that the aquatic animals which are living inside the ocean, those are very comfortable when it is a cold water, rather than the warm water. So, what happens here? Suppose, see, whatever the water is here, if it is cold water, as I said you, cold water means the temperature is less. As the temperature is less, solubility is more. As the temperature is less, the solubility is more. More and more oxygen get dissolves in the water. So, that is a benefit for the aquatic animals as they also need the oxygen. So, as the temperature decreases, temperature where it decreases in the cold water, temperature is less. So, that the more oxygen gets soluble, that is the very comfortable zone for the aquatic animals. So, if it is warm water means the temperature is more, the solubility of the oxygen will be less. So, this is the reason why the aquatic animals are more comfortable in the cold water rather than the warm water. I hope so you are getting. As we are going for the cold water means the temperature is less, more solubility of the gases occurs, that is the comfort zone for the aquatic life compared with the warm water. So, whatever the concept I have covered, these are very important. Okay. In our next session, we are going to discuss about the problems on the Henry's law. I hope so all of you understood all this concept. Be careful, 1 mark questions and 2 marks questions statements, and these 2 points are very important. Okay. We will continue in our next session, that is the problems on the Henry's law.